Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Tuesday. We continue with the debut day of 셔누X형원, the subunit out of 몬스타엑스. Checked out of me a little the title track, and oh my goodness, what an experience that was. It is now a little while later, or as you know, the narrator from SpongeBob would say, a little while later. And we have the rest of the EP to check out, the Unseen EP to check out. We're gonna go straight into it, run through the entire album. We're gonna skip the title track because, well, we've already listened to it already. We've spent already a lot of time on it. So we'll go track number 2, Love Therapy, track number 3, Roll With Me, track number 4, Play Me, and track number 5, Slow Dance, and just kind of quickly run through the album. So, here we go. For those of you who are new around here, have never been around for an album listen with me, how I do these is we'll go one song at a time. If this stays on YouTube and doesn't get hit with copyright flags and things like that, timeline below is going to be chapter based off of whatever song we are listening to. If you want to skip ahead to a certain song of your choice, you are more than free to do so. And then I'll go through the song credits before each song, and yeah, we'll listen to it, spend a couple minutes talking about it, and then move on. So, track number 2, song number 1 on the album list. This is Love Therapy. Lyrics by HYUNGWON, composition by Stereo 14, Woon Kim, Jimmy Clayson, and arrangement by Stereo 14 and Woon Kim. Here we go.
I need some therapy. Yeah. 다 들어가네 숨이 입술이 너를 바라볼수록 빠져가는 힘이 힘이 답이 없는 열병이지 독해.
We've already got some punch in the 808, eh?
Oh baby, give up 너의 두 발 밑 blackout 되는 time machine 더 깊이 홀릴 뿐이야. 결국엔 넌 내 love therapy.
Whoa!
허락해라 내 깊이 I'ma let you know 어루만져 오는 내 손끝 잡히듯 그 모든 love is baby you're my love therapy. 밤새 깊이 앓던 낫지 않던 너란 존재는 어느덧 온 맘에 퍼져 독이 되어가도 오직 너를 원해. 기나긴 터널 같던 내 어둠에 내린 햇빛 미칠 듯한 눈부심에 눈이 멀어 이미 Oh baby 깊어 스밍이
Yeah, the way it goes from the really crunchy to the really smooth in the pre-chorus is very cool.
결국에는 내 love therapy.
Oh, we're getting a lot of movement in the chorus now as well.
부서졌던 영혼마저 다 감싸오는 너란 치유. Just give it to me. 갈망에는 내 love therapy.
Nice. Love the way they took it down and then brought it back up for that bridge.
I'ma let you know 내게 감겨오는 내 손끝에 녹아든 네 모든 love is baby you're my love therapy. My love therapy.
And a bona fide outro at the end. That song did not feel like 2:43. It felt longer than that. Interesting. Good start, though. Very good start. Love Therapy, very much for me, a song of two halves. You have the really bouncy, crunchy half, and then you have the really smooth half. There's really no in the middle. You get one or the other. And the way it kind of just keeps flipping back and forth, I think is very cool. It's almost like, I don't really know Shonu's voice all that well to the point where I can identify like who is singing with them too, especially because I mentioned in Love Me a Little that for my ears, Hyungwon and Shonu sound very similar in certain applications. And there are times where I'm very much struggling to differentiate who is who, especially when it comes to singing without the visual portion of it. But having a duo, it kind of really naturally allows itself to do the style A versus style B kind of composition choice, and I quite like it. This Love Therapy has the bounce and the grit that Love Me a Little didn't have. Like, this is very much a more in-your-face bounce type of rhythm to it. Love Me a Little, it was really just buttery smooth. Even once that 808 started ramping up a little bit, it was still very smooth. So I like that we've gotten a style switch. Even though, in terms of like energy, it's in the similar realm as the title track. But the overall feel of the song definitely has taken a different direction from the title track. Even though I think, in general, the sound itself still maintains that, you know, mature, smooth vibe of it. Having the beat switch a little bit just differentiates it from the title track enough to keep it fresh, but also keep it within the same parameters. So I like it. Very good start. Also, I think it's a really good setup after Love Me a Little, as they very much, for me, go hand in hand with each other. Next up, Roll With Me, track number 3. Mr. Hyungwon all across the board, I see you. Lyrics by Hyungwon, just know Royal Rats, Marcia, Misha Angele, Sondaker, and Jim Van Hoof. Ooh, a couple Dutch composers in here, or lyricists. Composition, Hyungwon, Justin O, and Ralzen. Arrangement by Mr. Hyungwon and Justin O. Here we go.
The money and the fame I'ma lay me up 텅 빈 diamond rings Yeah, I got everything 너도 알듯이 No, it don't mean nothing if you don't roll it Better 흔들린 거리엔 길 잃은 걸음마 아무도 모르게 네가 달리듯 흐려진 시선은 네가 남기고 간 망가진 흔적만 Yeah, 닿을 수 없는
Oh, maintain the piano here. Okay, I thought maybe they get rid of it or muffle it a little bit. It's still there.
Girl, you take me high. I got everything, the money and the fame. I'ma lay me up, 텅 빈 diamond rings. Yeah, I got everything.
Once again, a song that's got a nice punchy bass to it, but a really smooth vocal line on top.
사랑의 시선은 언제나 내게 나 가져도 채워지지 않는
Nice. Love the quick cadence of the second verse.
괜찮아 너니까 외모된 날 deserve 닿을 수 없는 뒷모습에 나 갇혀버린 듯 The only one I like Girl, you take me high 텅 빈 diamond rings Yeah, I got everything 너도 알듯이 No, it don't mean nothing if you don't roll with me With me If you don't roll with me With me If you don't roll I got everything if you roll with me Got everything, make my life complete.
Oh, just throwing in a filter real quick in the instrumental. Nice. They gradually add a filter, let the instrumental section fade out, and then bring it back in. I like that. And a bona fide outro to finish off as well. Ooh, ooh. That transition from the bridge into that final chorus, very spicy. It's like a 3-phase fade out and re-entry process where they don't necessarily get rid of the instrumentals, they add a filter to make it sound like the instrument's being muffled, and then they actually take away the instrumental, and then they bring it all in gradually. I like that. It's not a straight A to B path, it's an A to B via C kind of deal. And I like that. Hell yeah, hell yeah. You know what I wish, and this is nothing on the song or the album or anything like that, I mentioned it in the title track as well, but I wish I had a car stereo to listen to this on. Or somewhere where I can feel the bass with my entire body. It's like, I can, you know, crank up the volume on this as loud as it will go on my end. But I can't, that makes it louder, maybe I can hear the bass a little bit more, but the 808 lines on this entire album so far have been just absolute filth. They have been so dirty. And honestly, the bass lines for these songs really do give this album quite a nice bite to them. Because surprisingly, the vocals are... Oh my goodness, the vocals are gorgeous. They're so buttery smooth, so refined sounding, so mature. It's one of those... It's like one of those vocal top lines where you don't need to pack in a whole bunch of high notes. You still get the same sensation as if you had just listened to a bunch of high notes because it's just oh so smooth from start to finish. But man, do the bass lines on these songs on the album so far pack a whole lot of spice behind it. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Definitely a very mature vibe from the entire album so far, and I am digging it. I am digging it. Especially, it's a nice offset considering the other videos or the other songs that I listened to today were all very kind of cutesy, gentle girl group, like symphonic pop girl group songs from HYUNGWON and Saturday. This is such a nice style switch. We'll keep her moving though. Play Me! Track number 4, lyrics by Danke Lava Studio, composition Ryan S. Jun. We got a Ryan S. Jun track. Okay, Michael Omega Fonseca, Benjamin Samama, and Jordan Reyes with Ryan S. Jun, Jordan Reyes, and producer Omega, I'm assuming is Michael Fonseca, on arrangement as well. Oh, a double dose of Ryan S. Jun. Also just clocked that Love Me a Little has HYUNGWON across the board on production, on the credits as well. Very cool.
이런 집착이 전혀 나답지 못한 거 알아.
We got a bit more pace behind it.
너의 방식이 좋을 게 없다는 것도 알아. 그런데
Little vocal chopped echo in the back.
잡힐 듯 말 듯한 뉴스 무엇일 걸 알고도 잠기는 내 몸과 내 맘 그 무엇도 내 것이 아니야 아마도.
Synths panning back and forth. Long build in the pre-chorus. I just clocked. This is a post-chorus, or second half of the chorus. This time around too, similar start with the bass line. It's not an 808, it feels more like an electric bass. Nice breakdown button. But you got movement in the bass, a little bit more funkier bass. The engineering in this pre-chorus is really interesting. The panning synths, where you can hear it go back and forth. this is the most amount of high notes we've gotten on the album so far. I could be wrong, but at least the most amount of high notes not in the final chorus. Octaves. Octaves. And we got a resolution. It wasn't like an outro, but we got a final note. We finished the phrase and things like that. So okay. Play Me. Definitely a bit of a vibe switch. It is a song that grooves a little bit harder. It's got a beat that runs a little bit harder. It's not maybe as like elongated, smooth as the other songs have been when it comes to the vocal top line, but overall, it's got a nice groove to it. It's different, but it's still, I could still classify it in that kind of more mature route that this whole album has been on. It's less so like mature sound. It's more of like a calm and collected type of vibe. Even though the beat's got a nice pair of legs behind it, you know, it's got a nice pace, it's got a nice walking groove to it, especially with that bass kind of, got that running bass and the 16th note synths driving the beat. That's very nice. But it's not a song where it's like it makes you want to run. You just kind of want to gently groove along to it. Even though you've got more high notes and the beat is faster, you're still vibing with the same energy as the rest of the album. And that's where that continuity thing comes into play. Because immediately it doesn't seem like it's the same type of music. But when you listen to it, you react to it in the same way. So, very nice, very nice. Now, I do wonder, mainly because I don't actually like remember like the little itty bitty details about all the songs, but I feel like this is the highest, or this is the most amount of time that SHOWNU and HYUNGWON spent in their high register throughout the album in terms of how many high notes they sang throughout it. It's interesting. It's also interesting that we're getting a little bit of a quicker song towards the end of the album, because typically when you put an album together, the songs towards the end of the album are the quieter, slower ones, like, you know, ballads and fan songs and things like that. So I'm surprised that they threw in a song that does have a little bit more pace behind it this late into the album. Because this is the penultimate song. Meaning, Slow Dance, this is the final song on the album. Only 5 tracks, so. Slow Dance, lyrics by Brother Sue, composition once again from Ryan S. Judd, Benjamin Samama, Kilogram, that's Sam DeRosa, Corey Nita, with arrangements by Ryan S. Judd and Corey Enemy. Here we go.
So what would you say? What would you say, my love? 춤을 추고 싶어 with you. 허락해줘, can I kiss you? So what
already we've got a lot more of a chiller vibe. But okay. I was gonna wait until the percussion part came in to really like give a verdict on what the pacing was. It is that slower, almost late night pace that I kind of expected.
I really wanna dance with you. Oh yeah. 영원히 대로 with you. So what would you say, my love? 춤을 추고 싶어 with you.
Nice call and response.
Oh na na na. 허락해줘, can I kiss you? So what would you say, my love? 원하는 걸 다 말해줄래? 고민하지 않아도 돼. Yeah, I follow you. I follow you, my love. 너와 나의 perfect shade. 그림자도 완벽해. I love your move. Yeah, I love your move, my love. 어느새 달이 기울고 밤이 짙어져도 나를 따라 slow, slow and easy go. Oh yeah. 멈춘 듯해 이 시간이 마치 영원할 듯이 다시 한번 slow slow and easy go oh yeah I really wanna dance with you
Oh, never mind. It's picking up pace a little bit. Now, is this the post-chorus or is this part of the bridge?
마치 꿈을 꾸는 기분 So what would you say? What would you say, my love? I really wanna dance with you Oh yeah
I'm surprised that they kind of picked up the pace for the choruses towards the latter end of the song. I thought they'd keep it in that slower pace, but... And take it back on, this must be the outro. I'm pleasantly surprised by Slow Dance. I thought, with the way the song opened, I thought it was going to be a very vibey, late night aesthetic type of song. And to be frank, through like the first chorus, it was sounding like it was going to be a slow, late night vibe song. Once that second chorus came around, though, they ramped up the beat a little bit, took it double time compared to what I thought they were going to do. And pleasantly surprised by it. I thought it was going to be a little bit too much, but I kind of like it at that faster pace. It's less so of like a kind of emo hours, like look out of your apartment window at the like the skyline with like some drink in your hand. Like it's not that kind of late night. It's like a cruise through the city, see the street lights like shining past your window, see all the twinkling lights of the stores downtown through your car window. It's got that kind of late night vibe to it, and I like it. I've been really liking the kind of really smooth, kind of subdued late night type music recently, especially on B-sides, and Slow Dance is no different. It's got the kind of calmingness you want from an album-ending track, but it's also got the pace to kind of keep you like motivated to listen through the entire song and not just and let it be a song that gets washed away into the background. It ends up being an actual song that you can really like enjoy and pay attention to, and I like that. Although I do miss the fact that we didn't get like an out-and-out ballad, because I'm a big fan of an out-and-out ballad, especially like a really sappy, emotional one. I love a good ballad, and we didn't get one on this album, but I'm not going to complain too much, because the entire album, quality, absolute class. That was actually a really good time. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it all that much. That was a really good time. For me, the main thing is the fact that I finally got to experience an era of 몬스타엑스 music. Admittedly, this is a unit, but an era of 몬스타엑스 music with SHOWNU. Because for those of you who didn't watch the MV video from Love Me a Little, I hopped on the 몬스타엑스 train during rush hour. Meaning I only got to experience them as 5. Of course, afterwards, you know, I found the release before that, One Day, the all English song that still had SHOWNU in it, and then eventually I made it all the way back into the early days when Wono was still part of the group and things like that. But just being able to kind of experience the magic that is SHOWNU for the first time, already I was gonna love it. But the album itself, I love that they've taken so many different ways to package that mature, refined sound that they went with. Because I think across the board, we had very different kind of song styles, whether it's like the really smooth stuff to the more upbeat stuff, a little bit more of a bouncy beat to it. We got a whole lot of different kind of specific genres of music, but the all encompassing category is that the album retains and really does well that mature, refined sound that these two put together. And I love that. They sound expensive. They sound rich. They sound, you know how you can like look at someone and be like, "Oh, they've got money." It feels like that. This duo just sounds like they've got money. They are expensive. They are refined, and it's not like a go out and waste $1 million on some random BS. Like these are like businessmen who's making bank. Oh yeah, I am down for this. Oh, I'm very excited. And I'm very curious to see what kind of direction *Monsta X* go. Of course, with both Minhyuk and Juhan now in the military, what's gonna happen moving forward? Because we've had I Am Solo this year, we've had *SHOWNU and HYUNGWON this year as well. In fact, every single member, apart from Minhyuk, has had like a solo release of some sort. Well, if you count *SHOWNU and HYUNGWON as solo each. Pretty sure every single member's had some kind of solo, right? No, Kihyun's Youth was last year. Does not feel like that long ago, but yeah, I'm curious to see what Starship do. Because Monsta X are a tremendous group, and I love them to bits, and I love all the members. But that is it from me today. I am very much looking forward to learning a little bit more about *SHOWNU with all this content that comes out of this era. But in terms of the music, that is it. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.